What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome back to How Do I Want to Do This? This is our series where we take a look at all playable options available to players in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and then we rank them on a scale of 1 to 10 and either build them or fix them depending on how they rank. Now this week we are stepping into the shadows and seeing just how well we can do hiding in the dark. This is the Twilight Domain Cleric, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Of course, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. We did just reach 1,000 subscribers, and we will have a special for that coming very soon, and so thank you all again for your support. Make sure that you click the bell so you're notified whenever new videos are uploaded, and of course, share the video with your friends. The Twilight Domain Cleric was introduced alongside the Peace Domain Cleric, which was our only 10 out of 10 cleric that we have covered so far. And so, you know, we have the rumor that Wizards of the Coast has been power creeping, right? That as every new book comes out, everything becomes a little bit stronger. You know, with Xanathar's, it was the Hexblade, which was the big one. There are others, but I mean, let's be real, Hexblade is kind of crazy, and so everybody's been talking about that since Xanathar's, and then when Tasha's came out, people started talking about stuff like this. And so, is this one as good or better than the Peace Domain Cleric? I guess we'll just have to find out. As always, starting off with our expanded spell list, and we start off pretty strong. Most of these spells are new. Basically, Aura of Vitality and Aura of Life are the only ones that the Cleric got already. Everything else is new. One thing that's really cool is getting something like Circle of Power, which is a 5th level Paladin spell. Keep in mind that Paladins, you know, they are half casters. They get spells at half the rate that we do. So a 5th level Paladin spell is meant for a very high level character, and we get it at level 9. That is something to keep in mind. Basically gives evasion against spells and magical effects, and gives advantage as long as you're within 30 feet. It's really nice, and to get it this early is kind of fantastic. Another big standout here is Liamon's Tiny Hut. This basically completely gets rid of the need for worrying during your long rest, because there's a big old dome right around you, and so things can smack it all they want, but it's not gonna go through. So that's pretty fantastic. Moonbeam is really cool, and then of course Fairy Fire. Fairy Fire is one of the best spells in the game, and we get it as the Twilight Domain Cleric. Overall, this is a 9 out of 10 list. I do think that the auras are underwhelming to get here. I understand why, but overall I don't think it's all that great. See Invisibility is okay, but I'm kind of take it or leave it on that one, and same thing with Mislead. It's all right. So overall, 9 out of 10. It's still a very strong spell list. At level 1, we get 3 features, and the first one is bonus proficiencies, and so we get access to martial weapons and heavy armor. I can't ask for a whole lot more, so that's a 10 out of 10 feature right there. I mean, there's nothing else to get here. It's just that good. We also get Eyes of Night, which is also really cool. You gain dark vision out to 300 feet. That's insane. Getting just that for free is amazing. So feel free to take your non-dark vision races with this, because they don't care. They get it through this. And you also can share this with your friends, which is also amazing. You know, so if your friend didn't bring a race that can see in the dark, aka all of your variant humans who wanted to feed at level 1, who cares? This just allows them to see anyway, and it's awesome. So you basically just take creatures that are within 10 feet of you up to a number equal to your wisdom mod, and it lasts for an hour. And now the thing is, it does say you can't use it again until you finish a long rest. However, you can use a spell slot in order to use it again. I love the wording of this, and it's kind of the direction that they've been going here. You see things like the old Magic Initiate feat that just says once you've used the spell that you get for free, you can't do it again. You know, in the new ones, in the new feats that give you spells, it says you can do it once for free, and if you want to use a spell slot, you can cast it again. I think that's so much better, because that way you don't have to keep track of, have I used this once today, have I not? Or I can just use a spell slot and not have to worry about it. There you go. It allows you to just be a lot more flexible as a character, and I'm all about that. I can't complain about this feature at all. It's a 10 out of 10. Like, what else am I supposed to give it? Finally, at level 1, we get Vigilant Blessing, and this is
insane. So you can just take a creature that is near you, and as an action, just touch them, and it can be yourself, and they now have advantage on the next initiative roll that they make. That's it. That it just advantage on initiative. So, you know, you've got your Gloomstalker Ranger that's just kind of chilling and really wanting to go really early. Yeah, this is kind of crazy. So yeah, you can give this to maybe somebody that has a really bad dexterity modifier, or you can give this to somebody with a really high one, and that way they are guaranteed going first. It's whatever you want to do, but it's just free. You know, you use it as many times as you want, as long as you don't have more than one going at a time. And that's it. 10 out of 10. There's nothing bad about this feature either. At level 2, we get our Channel Divinity, and of course we get a unique one to our subclass. This one is called Twilight Sanctuary. What this does is, as an action, you can open up your mind, basically, and create this aura, this 30-foot aura of Twilight around you, and it moves with you as you move. It lasts for 1 minute, and it gives 2 distinct benefits, and you can choose one or the other at each time that it is used. Whenever a creature ends its turn within that area, you can either give it temporary hit points equal to 1d6 plus your cleric level, or end a charm or frightened condition. Do I really need to explain why that's really good? Because this is super spammable. All the creature has to do is just stay within 30 feet of you, which is more than generous. I mean, that's a 60-foot diameter. That's huge, right? That's a massive area, and so you can just do that, and everybody gets all these benefits. They either get temporary hit points that they can refresh every turn as long as they stay with you, and they can just, if they get charmed or frightened when they're running away from whatever it is they're frightened of, they just run into your aura, and then they're fine. It's fantastic, right? It helps a lot when, you know, if something is charmed and doesn't want to move into your aura, you go in there and you grant the benefit. You go in there and do it. It's not necessarily they have to choose whatever. It's amazing. And of course, it's always on you. So you always have 1d6 plus your cleric level in temporary hit points that replenishes every single turn. It's so good, right? 9 out of 10. It could be better. The temporary hit points could be a little bit better. You know, I think that it could be tweaked slightly, but it's still really, really good. At level 6, we get Steps of Night, and this is kind of where things get a little crazy. So yeah, as long as you're within dim light or darkness, you can give yourself a flying speed equal to your walking speed as a bonus action for 1 minute. Yeah, and you can do this proficiency bonus times per day. Now, the thing about this feature that is a little strange in how it's worded is, and you can fight about this in the comments below, because it doesn't really address this. It just says, as long as you are within dim light or darkness. When you are in dim light or darkness, you give yourself a flying speed. So does that mean that when you fly out of the dim light or darkness that you lose it? Or you just keep it for a minute? I tend to read it as, you're in dim light, you give yourself the flying speed, and it lasts for a minute and it's fine. So basically just carry a blanket around with you and just hide under the blanket, give yourself a flying speed, and then fly out from under the blanket, and then you're good for a minute. And it's concentration free flight at level 6. What, like 10 out of 10, right? I can't make this feature any better. It's insane. Incredibly spammable. Talk to your DM before you do something like that. Rules as written, you can do that. Rules as intended, probably not what they were going for. But rules as written, you could technically do that. At level 8, we get Divine Strike, and so our weapon attacks now do a little bit more damage. We get to deal 1d8 radiant damage on top of our normal damage, and at level 14, of course, that goes up to 2d8. Now, normally clerics don't worry about their weapon attacks, and I mean, let's be real, our weapon attacks aren't getting boosted in any other way, but we do have access to martial weapons, and so that makes us able to kind of do well with a weapon, and so adding this radiant damage on top of that is just really nice. I don't think that there's a bad thing about that. This is an 8 out of 10. It's what I normally give them. I was tempted to give it a 9 out of 10, but I don't think it's quite that good. But so I think 8 out of 10, my normal ranking is more than fair. At level 17, we get Twilight Shroud, and they thought that the aura from level 2 wasn't strong enough, and so now, whenever a creature is within that radius, they also have half cover, which is a +2 to their AC. So they're getting 1d6 plus at least 17 in this one, so an average of around 21 temporary hit points every turn. Okay, which is great. And they have a +2 to AC. And if they get charmed or frightened, instead of healing them, you can give them just get rid of it instead. Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10. I can't make anything bad about this. +2 to AC is always amazing, especially at level 17 when you've probably got some stupid armor that's giving you, like, 26 AC if you're a paladin, and then you just put this on top of it and you're just incredibly hard to hit. It just goes a little crazy. So what do we think about this subclass? I don't think I can really keep a poker face about what I think about this. It's this one goes way too hard. It's insanely strong, and it's just incredible, right? Everything about this is good. We have an amazing spell list. We get heavy armor and martial weapons. We get dark vision out to 300 feet, just stock. It just comes with it, and we can give that to our fellow variant humans. Why not, right? It's just, why not? We also get advantage on initiative rolls. At least one person in the party gets advantage on initiative rolls every single time. Super spammable. And then we've got, at level 2, we've got our shroud around us that is just insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. Then you can fly at level 6. Just the whole thing is just absolutely amazing, and there is no downside to this. This is a 10 out of 10 subclass. It is absolutely fantastic. I think it absolutely deserves a spot up there with the Peace Domain Cleric. I think they're neck and neck. I really don't know which one I like better, because one's a little more aggressive and one is a little bit more strategic, and so they play a little bit differently, but they're both really, really strong, and both are incredible options from a mechanical standpoint. So that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Of course, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Later this week, of course, we will be building one of these together, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that. Until then, stay safe out there, stay healthy. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.